Yo, what's good everybody? Today I will be checking out when Britain nuked America twice. Not once, but twice. Straight preposterous. And the fact that we didn't learn about this is absolutely insane. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications on. I'm getting right into the video. I'm not wasting no time. Okay. Oh man, imagine you seen that thing. Imagine you seen that thing coming towards you. Oh.
In the 1960s, Great Britain nuked the United States not once, but twice.
That's what I said.
Fortunately for all concerned, the attacks were only training exercises, but so embarrassing were these attacks that they were hidden.
You lying. It was only training exercises? Now, I heard there was about 8 bombers, right? There was about 8 bombers, and they left in 2 groups. You mean to tell me this was a practice run? They came through here, it was a practice run. United States over here talking about something. Yeah, come fight us, we want war. Britain over here, they come and bomb us. United States over here like, why'd you do that? Because we still ain't do nothing. I have yet to heard anything about the U.S. getting they get back. When? When did the U.S. bomb the U.K.? Someone in the comments tell me right now. Because I don't think we got our get back. They swept this one under the radar. They made sure it was all the way under the rug.
From the American public for
This
about
is crazy.
50 years, as well as being strenuously denied to the American press for decades.
Oh, yeah.
As far as America was concerned, its defenses were 99% effective. But in simulated attacks, Royal Air Force bombers managed to penetrate U.S. airspace to launch nuclear attacks on New York City.
More like 99% defensive 50% of the time. That's what I'm going to say. No, 99% of the time.
How did the British manage to penetrate the world's most heavily defended airspace?
They got through ours.
The
That's
answer
exactly
is
what they did.
surprisingly simple and consists of 2 words. Vulcan.
Look at that. Oh, no.
The Vulcan first flew in 1952. The team that created it, led by Roy Chadwick, who had designed the famous Lancaster heavy bomber of World War II.
That thing is so
A
intimidating.
jet-powered, tailless, delta-wing, high-altitude strategic bomber. The Vulcan was the backbone of Britain's nuclear airborne deterrent during most of the Cold War, serving
Beauty.
from 1956 until retirement in 1984.
It's just as thin as paper.
This is the story of Exercise Sky Shield, when Britain nuked its closest ally, exposing how the Soviet Union could have done the same for real. In 1960, the United States decided to run the largest test of its air defenses in history. Exercise Sky Shield 1 occurred on the 10th of September 1960,
Okay.
and all commercial air traffic over the US and Canada was grounded, amounting to 1,000 US commercial flights and 700 general aviation aircraft, plus a further 31 foreign flights due to land in North America.
They was on it.
The US Strategic Air Command would launch B-52 Stratofortresses and B-47 Stratojets to simulate a massive Soviet nuclear bomber force approaching North America from north and south.
To simulate. Oh.
360 US interceptor aircraft stood ready to defeat these enemy aircraft, which numbered 310. Among those 310 aircraft were 8 Royal Air Force Vulcan B-2 nuclear bombers. A flight of 4 flew from Scotland, while the other 4 launched from the British territory of Bermuda in the Atlantic Ocean. The American plan was to detect these enemy bombers by radar and other early warning systems. Then they would be intercepted and destroyed in simulated attacks by US jet fighters and missile batteries. The attacking bombers split their attacks between high and low altitude.
Okay.
The defending fighters did very well against the Stratojets and The Vulcan flew at the highest altitude of the simulated Soviet bombers, cruising at 56,000 feet. One was successfully intercepted at this altitude over
Oh, wow.
Goose Bay, Labrador, by a United States Air Force F-101 Voodoo. But the other 7 Vulcans all managed to penetrate American airspace to launch simulated bombing attacks on
He was
US
lucky.
cities.
He was lucky.
They then
He got
turned
lucky.
around and landed at Stephenville.
He got very lucky. Everybody in the comments right now, I know you can agree with me. He got very lucky.
Newfoundland.
Go ahead and land that big thing. Go ahead and land that big body.
The question was, how had the Vulcan managed it? The answer was their highly advanced electronic countermeasures systems and the Vulcan's amazing maneuverability. For example, the flight of 4 aircraft that approached from Bermuda were successful because 3 of them put up a wall of electronic interference that prevented interception, while the 4th Vulcan carried out a simulated nuclear strike. This was all rather embarrassing for Strategic Air Command, which quickly buried all stories about British bombers having nuked US targets and confidently assured the American public that US air defenses were, as I said, 99% effective. However,
50% of the
following
time.
year, the Americans invited the RAF to take part in Exercise Sky Shield 2. Perhaps the US AF was determined to show that the Vulcan's previous success was only a fluke, a one-time only event. Sky Shield 2, which occurred on the 14th...
Don't go trying to make events now and inviting your peoples. Don't go try to invite... I said your peoples. Well, they're not your peoples at that time. They was more so your enemies, man. Don't go ahead and start inviting them to these events, trying to show out and prove to them, oh, look, you ain't gonna bomb us again. They already did. They already did. Twice.
of August 1961,
And we
was an
allies.
even bigger event than the first one. It caused 2,900 US and Canadian flights to be grounded, affecting 125,000 commercial passengers. During the exercise, 125 US and British bombers would be pitted against 1,800 fighters and 250 missile sites, and over 200,000 Air Force personnel from the US and Canada.
That thing look like it don't even want to take off. Them big old wings.
Coming up on 16 and a half seconds. Now.
You're gonna need some more seconds if you want to get Big back up in the air. Cause I don't know. It look like she weighing you down.
Yeah, but I'm straight. Ready. Ready. Now. 3 hard here. Come up. 6 up, standing by flaps.
Again, 8 Vulcan B-2s participated, split again into 2 flights. One attacking on the northern route from RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland via Canada, and the other 4 aircraft on a southerly route from Kindley Air Force Base, Bermuda. The
Wow.
B-47 Stratojets simulated low-level Soviet bombers. The B-52s would attack between 35,000 and 42,000 feet, while the Vulcans again operated the highest altitude,
50
56,000
something.
feet.
56, okay. 56,000 feet just cruising around
The
in a
massive
circle like that.
NORAD, or North American Air Defense Bunker at Colorado Springs, the U.S. top brass was joined by the RAF's Air Marshal Sir Kenneth Cross of Bomber Command and Sir Wallace Kyle, Chief of the RAF Technical Training Command, to monitor the exercise.
Okay.
Just before 2 p.m., U.S. interceptors pounced on the B-52s, approaching at the mid to high altitude level. The Vulcans also came in from the north, and again, due to the Vulcans' high-tech jamming equipment, only one was shot down by an F-101 Voodoo fighter. Large numbers of U.S. fighters were scrambled, but they concentrated almost exclusively on the B-52s.
Right.
When the Vulcans came over, the interceptors did not have sufficient fuel remaining to climb to 56,000 feet plus and engage them. The surviving 3 Vulcans conducted their attacks successfully, turned around and landed at Stephenville, Newfoundland. The southern attack force of 4 Vulcans from Bermuda reached a position 50 miles off the US coast before fighters were scrambled to intercept. Again, 3 of the Vulcans unleashed an electronic jamming screen that kept the attacking F-102 Delta daggers busy, while the 4th aircraft crept round to the north and sneaked through. This Vulcan proceeded to land
like
at
a
Plattsburgh
beast.
Air Force Base in New York. If this had been a real attack, New York City could have been reduced to a smoking, irradiated hole in the ground.
Oh yeah, 100%. It would have been a fat hole in the ground. New York City would have been New York City today. I probably wouldn't even be from there today if that was the case. Man. Oh.
Many of these
I went to a jet show before. One time in my life, it was a U.S. jet show, and it had like all the jets flying past. Let me tell you something. Boy, them things are loud. Imagine hearing these things racing during war, racing above your head.
Many of these stratojets and stratofortresses had also managed to evade interception and launch simulated nuclear attacks, but not at the kind of success rate that the Vulcans enjoyed. In 2 massive exercises, of 8 Vulcans that attacked on each occasion, 7 had got through to their targets, an astounding survival rate against the huge might of the US air defenses.
7 of them got through, man. 7 of them. You only got 1?
The Vulcans showed that with the right aircraft, America could be laid wide open to a nation-ending assault, something which the Soviet Union would have been very interested in.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
Fortunately
thinking
for all
about.
concerned, the relationship between Britain and the United States never changed from special to decidedly antagonistic.
It's because the U.S. already knew not to push up on the... U.S. already knew not to push up on Britain. Come on. They didn't want no smoke. They didn't want none of the problems, no issues at all. This is what this is looking like. They just wanted to sweep it under the rug and just act like it never happened. Let's not even speak about it, but let's still be cool, you know? If you can't beat them, join them.
The relationship between Britain and the United States never changed from special to decidedly antagonistic, and the Vulcans never came in anger. The American government also tried to make damn sure that nobody ever found out about the Vulcans nuking American cities. The US Air Force was very quick to deny rumors that RAF planes had once again successfully penetrated US airspace.
This is crazy.
In fact, the US government went so far as to classify all references to Vulcans included in the Sky Shield exercises. After all, if the RAF could practice nuke New York City, Washington, D.C., and even Chicago, the Soviets could do the same, if they could develop an aircraft as good as the Vulcan. As far as Strategic Air Command was concerned, the Vulcan episodes had never happened, and the US was well protected, and that protection, as I said, 99%
Oh, it happened.
effective.
Oh, it happened. And it wasn't no 99% of effective nothing. It's 99% of effective 50% of the time. 50% of the time. I'm over here getting tongue twisters now, man.
Vulcan's successful attacks on America were only fully declassified in 1997, long after the Vulcan had left British service.
That's him in. Oh. Aboard that Vulcan.
Many thanks
It's a
for
beast.
watching.
Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. We are so close to 3,000 subscribers. You guys have been doing nothing but showing me so much love and support, and it means the world to me. Once again, it's your boy Strac Reacts, clocking out with another reaction video. Feel free to spam my comment section with whatever y'all want me to react to next. I love y'all, stay safe, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.